afternoon. For those of you who don't know, my name is Maya Karen. I run a fashion blog called Classically Kept. It does feature luxury, contemporary, and how to style, and now natural hair care. So if you are into any of those things, please consider subscribing to my channel and clicking the notification bell. That way you will never miss a video. So today's video, together we are going to find out the porosity of my hair. If you watch my video from hair takeaways of 2021 and my goals for 2022, you would have seen that instead of focusing on hair texture or hair type, I want to focus on my hair's porosity because, believe it or not, even though that's what's being put out there in mainstream media, you're not really supposed to, it matters about your hair texture as far as caring for your hair, but the porosity of your hair will actually help you take better care of your hair than focusing on the texture, okay? So first we are going to do the water test, then I'm going to take a quiz right here with y'all. Then we're going to figure out if I need to do anything or kind of rework my regimen, and then we're going to look at my products to see if I should still use them. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so first let's kind of go over what porosity is and the three types that you have. So porosity is basically the ability of your hair or your hair strands to absorb and retain moisture, okay? You have low porosity, you have medium porosity, and then you have high porosity, okay? So I actually took like a strand out of my hair because we're going to do the strand test in water. So what I did was and it was actually pretty weird because I kind of rinsed it off, then I shampooed it, then I dried it. So I have it sitting right here on my counter. So we're going to put some water in that cup, and then we are going to put the water in, then we're going to put the hair in the water. We're gonna let it sit for about 3 minutes, and then we are going to see. So low porosity hair means that the hair is just gonna kind of float at the top. Medium porosity or normal porosity means it's just kind of gonna float in the middle. And then high porosity means it's going to come to the bottom of the cup. Okay, so here's my little strand of hair, and then there's the cup that we are going to use. So we'll just take this cup, let's fill it. That should be good. Okay, now here is the cup. Let me turn this off. Here is my little strand. So we're gonna put it in there, and then we are going to come back in 3 minutes to see. So here's this right here, it's right there, and then here's the hair right there. You see it's still sitting on top. So we're gonna come back in about 3 minutes. Okay, you guys, so it has been 3 minutes, and I am actually really surprised. I feel as though that my hair kind of absorbs water in my products very well, but I'm gonna go ahead and put this down, and as you can see, my hair is, you can see that bottom part is like kind of in the middle, but at the top, my hair is barely peaking, or is right below the top of the water. So according to this water test, you guys, I have low porosity hair. Okay, y'all, so I am really surprised. That piece of hair in the cup is still floating. So I have low porosity hair. I'm actually quite surprised because which low porosity means that it's going to be hard for me to add moisture to my hair and for it to retain moisture. But I thought that my hair was actually, once I put moisture in it, I thought my hair actually retained moisture pretty well. So I just kind of feel like I need to just throw all of my products out and start over. I feel like I have to think about my life decisions, but it's okay. Like I said, for 2022, I want to make sure that I'm taking care of my hair to the best of its ability. So according to the strand test, I do have low porosity hair. So now we're going to take a quiz. It's going to get a little bit more in depth, I guess, as the behaviors of my hair. So it has 10 questions. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so it says, do you know your hair's porosity? This is glow by day. So let's go ahead and take the quiz. So is your hair currently chemically treated, permanent dye, or relaxer? No. Are you suffering from heat damage, excessive hair breakage, overly dry, naturally curly hair is straight after wetting? No. How long does it take for your hair to absorb water when you wet your hair? How long does it take for your hair to get fully penetrated? It takes quite some time. It absorbs immediately, neither too long nor immediately. It doesn't take a long time. It's not immediate. So I'm going to say neither too long nor immediately. How does your hair feel after shampoo? Dry. And I can tell that by just once I'm rinsing it out, it's like rubbery, or it's kind of like frictiony to my touch. Like it's dry. I can tell that. How long do you feel it takes for your hair to air dry? It takes a long time. It does. A long time, pretty quickly. It dries in an adequate amount of time. It's not pretty quick. It's not quick at all. As a matter of fact, even when my hair was relaxed, it did not dry quick at all. So let's just say a long time. Okay. What do you notice about your hair when it is manipulated while wet? So the only time that I really manipulate my hair or touch my hair when it's wet is when I'm detangling and when I'm installing my twist. So it breaks off, it stretches and lacks bounce, or full of bounce and elasticity. And see, I feel as though, once I take my tangle teaser and I, comb my curls out, I feel as though in an adequate manner, it just kind of bounces back up. So I'm going to say full of bounce and elasticity. Okay. How does product, example, styling creams, leave-in conditioners absorb into your hair? Takes a long time and tends to sit on hair for a while being fully absorbed. Absorbs very well once applied. I would say that I think it absorbs very well because my hair is nice and soft, once it dries or once it, kind of disappears. So takes a long time and just sits. I don't think so. So I'm going to say absorbs very well once applied. Okay. I don't want to see, you don't need my email. See my results. Okay, so this test has confirmed as well that I do have low porosity hair, which again, I'm very surprised at, but I'm glad that I know that now. So I might have to tweak a couple of things, and that's fine. So it says your hair is low porosity. It's hard to inject moisture into the hair shaft because it's compact cuticles, although it does retain moisture once it absorbs. And that's what I feel as though. I feel as though that once my hair dries, or even as I'm putting in my curl smoothing enhancing smoothie, I feel as though that my hair is being penetrated and it's absorbing it. Okay. To raise the cuticle, we suggest using some heat. That I do need to remember to do, especially when I'm doing my deep conditioner. I need to remember to heat up my deep conditioner. And also, like I said before, I am looking into a steamer. Okay. Use your deep conditioner, that's a plug, Glows by Day Soft Hood Dryer Attachment for a gentle, robust heat flow to help products better absorb and bind with the hair better. Okay. If you're low porosity hair, you're probably prone to buildup. I don't think so. Now, if I don't wash my hair after a certain amount of time, then yes. Consider heavy products sparingly or use lighter products to keep your hair from getting limp. Okay. Products that are too heavy and used in excess can weigh your hair down. Learn more about your hair's porosity on the Glow by Day blog. Okay. So for low porosity hair, here are their 4 recommendations. Deep conditioning with high heat weekly or as often as you can for moisture absorption. So like I just said, I'm going to start or make sure that I remember that when I'm doing my deep conditions to make sure to heat them up. Number 2, heat therapy used by Glow Dave Deep Conditioning Heat Cap. Like we just said. Number 3, use a sulfate-free shampoo. And this is probably where I am going to have to change a product because the product that I'm using for my shampoo is definitely sulfate because it suds. Number 4, apply products to damp, not drenched hair. In this one, I might have to change a little bit. I do apply my products to, I would say, my hair is not damp. I wouldn't say that it is drenched. I would say it's somewhere in the middle because I detangle. And then when we get into the products, I'll kind of explain what it is that I do. Okay. So like I said, I am actually quite shocked. But it actually explains some of the things that I am noticing. So now let's get into my product and what it is that I'm going to probably have to change. Okay, so like I said, we are going to go over the products that I am using. And some of them, based off of this, which I'm going to have to do more research, I'm going to have to do some more reading. Now that I know that I have low porosity hair, but there are, I believe, at least one thing that I know I need to change, and there's one thing that I'm going to have to change. So the very first thing that I do when it comes to washing my hair, I use this Sweet Ginger Rinsing Cream. It is from Camille Rose, and I literally put this on my scalp. Now it does suds, and I'm looking at it, and I'm looking at the ingredients really quickly. And right here, I can see olefin sulfonate, but then it says sulfate-free cleanser. And I will actually look that up because I'm seeing another anytime you see like a sulfate or a derivative of that, or when your hair suds, there's some type of sulfate in that. Okay. So I'm going to look up this olefin sulfate, because then right next to it in the parentheses, it says sulfate free cleanser. I don't really feel as though that this dries my hair out, but we just took the quiz and we did the strand test, and it says that you should be using a sulfate-free cleanser and conditioner. A sulfate-free cleanser and a shampoo, okay? So the next I come in with the Meal or Mile, however you pronounce it, the Rosemary Mint Strengthening Shampoo, infused with biotin and encouraged growth. I love the way this smells. And again, right here at the bottom, it says no parabens, no sulfates. But then when you come in here again, like the third ingredient is olefin sulfonate. So I'm going to have to look that up, because, and here's stearate as well. And I'm just going through the rest of them really quickly. The rest of the stuff in here is pretty okay. I'm going to have to look that ingredient up, because again, when I use this, it does suds quite a lot actually. Okay. And then I will come in. So after I wash my hair, I start detangling. So in here, this is castor oil, avocado oil, peppermint and or rosemary. And then for the actual liquid, it is aloe vera. So according to the strand test and according to the quiz, since I have low porosity hair, I should not be using really heavy oils. So the avocado oil should be okay, but I should not be, according to the quiz, I should not be using castor oil, which again, I find very interesting because I haven't really had any issues with castor oil. So what I might do once this is done is I might just stick with the very light. So I'll go with the aloe vera juice, I'll go with the avocado, and then I will go with the peppermint, okay? That's when I go in with that, what I'm detangling with. So earlier you heard me say that I don't necessarily style my hair or put my styling products or my moisturizing products on drenched hair. So what I do is I spritz this, because I'm now out of the shower. I spritz this and then I detangle because I have slip. And then I put one of two products on. So the first one is going to be the Shea Moisture Curl Enhancing Smoothie. I use this one, or I use the Almond Joy Twisting Butter. So according to the low porosity, I should not be using these because these are actually, they smell wonderful, but these are actually pretty heavy. And what I mean by that is like when you take your finger and you start going like this, it doesn't necessarily have a lot of slip to it, but it's pretty weighty. Okay. So according to the quiz, I should not be using this one and I should not be using this one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look for kind of maybe like a lighter moisturizing cream, okay? And then lastly, I stopped using the oh gosh, what is it? The gel that everybody has been using. I was using the yellow one with the argan oil. I can't think of it right now, but it comes in like this huge tub. I stopped using that because I felt as though it was drying my edges out. So now I am using by Curls. It is the Blueberry Bliss Curl Control Paste. I absolutely love this. It actually, I'm quite surprised when I was very skeptical when I first bought it, because I was like, this is not gonna, lay my edges. But as you can see right now, my edges are pretty laid. My edges don't always have to be, laid to the gods. Like they don't have to look like they were literally drawn on. I just want them to be a little controlled. Okay. So with this, I love the way it smells. I love what it does. It does not dry my hair out. I don't have like that pasty residue. Love the way this smells. But let's look at the ingredients really quick, because ingredients: water, glycerin, vegetable glycerin, silk aminos, there's castor oil in here, keratin, quinoa, silk, blueberry fruit extract, shea butter, mango seed, argan, jojoba oil, something I can't pronounce, cornstarch, tetrahexyl didoxyl absorbate. There's a lot of stuff in here, but it says no sulfates, silicones, parabens, artificial oils, or fragrances. Well, I mean, as far as fragrances are concerned, you open this and you can smell it. But I don't think this is something that I'm going to have to get rid of, simply because I only put this on my edges, literally. I have not done a top knot in forever, and this is not something that I would just take like right here and just slick it down. This is literally only for my edges, so I think I'm going to be okay with this, okay? So those are all of the products that I use. I'm lying. My deep conditioner. That's going to be extremely important. Okay, so lastly, my deep conditioner. And we learned again from the strand test and from the quiz that I have low porosity hair. So deep conditioning is going to be very, very, very important for my hair to thrive, and it needs to be a major part of my hair care regimen. So what we learned, which I have been doing, but I haven't been doing it very consistently. Whenever I deep condition, I now know that it needs to be heated. That way the cuticle can open and we can go ahead and get that moisture in. So for my deep conditioner, I have been using Ali K Naturals Honey and Sage Deep Conditioner. I absolutely love the way that this smells, and I have kind of felt as though that it has kind of helped my hair. I mean, I have seen a difference. So let's look at the ingredients. Aloe vera juice, honey, coconut derived, sage, nettle, olive, wheat, natural protein, rice, eucalyptus, food grade preservative, babasu, rosemary. Okay, so I don't see anything in here. Okay, so featured ingredients. Honey is a humectant, which will be super important for low porosity. Sage increases scalp circulation and skin renewal. Okay, I think that's babasu oil. Penetrates hair to diminish dryness and itchy scalp. So I don't think I need to get rid of this, but like I said before, I have to remember that whenever I do my deep condition, I'm going to have to heat it up. So either heat it up or get a steamer. Now, the other thing that it was saying as far as low porosity hair is make sure you are deep conditioning frequently. It was saying something as frequent as once a week. Like y'all have heard me say in a video before, I don't have that kind of time to deep condition or wash my hair every single week. So I will still stick to my 2 times every month. But like I said, I'm going to have to remember that my deep conditions need to be heated up, okay? So now that we know that I have low porosity hair, I'm going to have to take to Pinterest, the internet. I'm going to have to take to YouTube and kind of just tweak my hair care regimen a little bit, and then also tweak some of my products. For sure, I know that I'm going to have to get rid of the cleansing one and the shampoo, okay? And then after I can get rid of those, I will probably start with my moisturizing creams because apparently they are too heavy for my hair. So let me know in the comments what type of hair you have. You have low porosity, you have medium porosity, or if you have high porosity. Like I said, we now know that I have low porosity hair. I'm surprised, but I'm excited because this is one step further to allow me to take care of my hair to the best of my ability, okay? So probably I would say within a month's time or in a couple of months, I will come back to you guys once I have done my research, once I have done my trial and error, and I will let you know what is working for me now that I know that I have low porosity hair. I just want to remind you that here on YouTube, I do upload videos every Wednesday and Sunday. And then, of course, right here, I'll put my Instagram handle. Thank you so much for hanging out with me, you guys. Bye.